Number one most common error in an NBA player's diet.
Not enough protein, I would say.
Not enough protein.
Yeah.
Total daily protein.
Just total daily protein. Timing, like we can argue all day about timing, but like total, because there are a lot of calories. I thought about calories, but then calories goes into this like ugly zone of like, what kind of foods are you eating?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you say total daily protein, you're probably going to do a fair job of getting enough calories, and protein's obviously important. And there's some really cool research out there on how beneficial protein obviously is for muscles, for recovery, for feeling full, for like there's some overfeeding studies that are really cool about like what happens to body composition if you overeat protein. Like it's just like this safe bet macro that you should just eat a whole bunch of it.
100%.
And repair tissue, recovery, right? And all that stuff. So
that's what we're constantly preaching. No, I 100% agree. Basketball players don't get it, and they usually don't know. Usually you're like, hey, how's your protein? They're like, oh man, it's great. And then they break it down. They're like, you're like, oh, you only eat one protein meal a day.
Yeah.
That's probably not enough.
Yeah.
I would say specifically protein for breakfast, especially for like high school, college athletes, but NBA players especially, they wake up just in time for their shoot around or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have the time, so they grab like a banana and they're out.
Yeah. And when we start talking about habits, like, because it's easy, like you hit it on the head. In general, the general American diet lacks protein in breakfast. Lacks protein in general, but especially at breakfast. And it's mostly because breakfast is the only time that you really have to make a decision of sleep versus food, right?
Right.
The longer you wait to eat, the more you can sleep, and now you're rushed, and you got to get to all the things you just talked about, class and practice. And so we always talk about like habits. Like you want to be the best in the world, you want to be an all-star, you want to be whatever you said your goal was. I'm feeding that back to you with that's your goal. You said you want to do that. It might mean you have to get up 15 minutes early. Mm-hmm. And then we try to give guys protein shakes pretty dang often. I mean, especially right when they're done with the court. And the science says like the timing of that probably isn't that relevant depending on when your last meal was.
Right.
But that's where the art of coaching comes in. I know that if I hand you 40 grams of protein right now when you walk off the court, the chances of you having that protein are extremely high. If I don't hand that to you and I wait for you to go get it, well, you might skip lunch. Or you might not know what 40 grams looks like, or you may not just want to eat that because you had more carbohydrates or fats. So you're just playing the guessing game with that. So I'm like, man, here's 40 grams. And now, can we get that as often as we can throughout the day?
I love that. And then the other side of that is people try to get real picky. It's like, okay, your protein's not where you need to be. And they're like, well, you just got to eat real food. I'm like, yeah, I agree. Like, that would be great. Yeah. But, hey, we're going to have to sneak in a protein shake or two.
Goodness.
And like, hey, if it comes down to them having this protein bar, let's get it. Like,
completely agree.
People want to have the perfect 100%, but it's like, dude, you're not going to have your A diet.
For sure.
But we don't have to have our C diet.
Right.
Let's have our B diet.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you get athletes that are currently having like an F diet.
Yeah.
And people argue all day about what A should be. And I'm like, yo, you are missing the boat.
Who cares? Yeah.
Like, they're not going to do A. So why don't you can go figure out A, write on a board, a whiteboard specifically. Take that whiteboard with you and leave the room because nobody cares.
Yeah.
On top of that, like you start, especially with college, like when I worked in the college sector, like you have to start to appreciate the real issues at hand, which in college, like sometimes it's financially, like, or the listeners, like you might not have a lot of money for protein. Well, when you start breaking down protein grams per cost, whey protein is super cheap.
Yes.
Like 25 grams of whey
protein. Bottle and they go, oh, it's $50. I don't know. But like, okay, break that down within like organic chicken breast or like,
sure.
It's not, you can't even compare.
No, I think I did it the other day because this was a project I had our intern go through, but it's like, if you get like your standard 5-pound protein with 70 servings or whatever it is, it comes out to like 50 cents for 25 grams of protein.
Right.
Well, if you break down chicken, like it's more expensive. So you might like, it's sure food is option one. Like, okay, I get it. But at times, like me personally, I take a protein shake when I wake up and at night before I go to bed. And that's mainly because I don't like eating breakfast. Like it just is, I got too much going on. I don't want to worry about it. But I know I need my 40 grams when I wake up. So once I have that, I'm good now. So now if breakfast comes my way, great. It's just more protein. But if it doesn't, I got my 40. I'm good.
Yep.
It's cheap. It's convenient. It's fast. So.